Okay. Now there's a lot of information I need to get through into this video, and I'll try and make it short and sweet and get through all of it in a timely manner and give you as much of the facts as possible, because there was a lot of information I had to go through to essentially find all of these facts, and I summarized it as much as possible to just give you the right amount of context that you need and not overstepping on time or not giving you useless facts. So this video will have a lot of facts in it. Now, today's video in question is about the developers in question and about the fate of a very popular game we all know. Now, today's video is essentially about Black Box and what really happened to Black Box and what EA did to Black Box. But let me start with the facts first. EA Black Box, formerly known Black Box Games, was a video game developer based in Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada, founded in 1998 by former employees of Radical Entertainment and later acquired by EA Electronic Arts. The developers are primarily known for the Need for Speed and Skate series. It was renamed Quicklime Games during the development of Need for Speed World, but after a series of restructures it was shut down in April 2013. Now, with all of this, it's really sad and it's a tearjerker. Yes, I get it, you know, your childhood ruined. But essentially, no one really relayed the importance and about how much of an effect Black Box Games, I'm saying Black Box Games because of the context, because yes, now no one understands how much of an impact Black Box Games actually had with EA. Now, this might be overstepping my boundaries or over exaggerating what I'm saying, but to my knowledge and the research I did, Black Box literally made EA who they are today. And to this point from now, I've realized that if it wasn't for Black Box Games, EA wouldn't have been as big of a developer as it is today. Now, Black Box essentially made such a huge impact on EA, and here's the games. They literally made pretty much a lot of they pretty much made Need for Speed. They pretty much made Need for Speed what it is today. Here's the games that they made for EA. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, Need for Speed Underground, Need for Speed Underground 2, Need for Speed Most Wanted, and a lot of the various Need for Speed games. They are the only ones who made all of the relevant Need for Speeds. But as with the Need for Speed games, they made Skate 2, Skate 3, and they made the Need for Speed Shift and Need for Speed War games. Now, bear in mind, with all of the games they made, they even made first-person shooters. They made Battlefield 3 and Battlefield Hardline. Now, bear in mind that with this, there was some other information that I need to tell you about now. A little bit about some brief history of Black Box Games. Now, here's another thing about Black Box Games. There's a little bit of history. Black Box Games had previously developed for game publishers such as Sega, Midway Games, and EA. In June 2002, during the development of Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, the firm was acquired by EA and became an entirely owned subsidiary of EA Canada. As a result of the acquisition, the studio's name was changed to EA Black Box. In March 2003, the firm lacked space for their current projects, and as a solution to the top 4 floors of an office tower in downtown Vancouver were used for expansion. In 2005, EA Black Box became an independent studio from EA Canada, but still owned by EA. Now, this was a pretty good move because I think it probably gave them the freedom to essentially do what they wanted, and successful they were, because to this day there were maybe a few Need for Speed hit or misses, because like the truth is that they made such an impact on Need for Speed, it doesn't make sense as to why they were shut down. Now here is some more information, and this is a really sad version too. Okay. In February 2012, EA confirmed a number of layoffs at EA Canada and EA Black Box, and that they were transferring the studios towards high-growth digital formats, including online, social gaming, and free-to-play. EA declined to comment on whether EA Black Box brand would remain. In July 2012, EA Black Box was renamed Quicklime Games during the development of the PC game Need for Speed 1, under which name it operated until its closure in 2013. Responsibility for the Need for Speed franchise has taken over by Ghost Games. The former employees of EA Black Box have spread around other game developers making racing games such as Ubisoft's The Crew and Slightly Mad Studios, which is World of Speed. Now, the funny thing is that Need for Speed never left. The only thing that left was the developers of Need for Speed. Now, essentially, as you just read, most of the employees of Black Box and everything were merged into other companies and they changed the name. But the designers never left. They've always been here, just in just different remnants of them in different studios. Now, to my knowledge, Slightly Mad Studios appears to have most of the staff from Black Box, from Black Box Games, and they really still had their hand in racing games. Now, Slightly Mad Studios pretty much is the remnants of Black Box Games. Now, here's a few of the games they made, and I'll put it up on the screen for you. So as you've seen, they've really always been around, and they've made a pretty good amount of some very hectic games. Now, the other thing is that with doing more research, I discovered that they essentially made a game that was more supposed to be a transition or a different variant of Need for Speed, but was supposed to have Need for Speed elements and mechanics. Here's the story. The game in question is called World of Speed, and let me read it. World of Speed is a massively multiplayer online action racing video game initially developed by Slightly Mad Studios and My.com and subsequently by Saber Interactive for the PC platform. World of Speed was initially planned as a free-to-play and to be released in 2014. In January 2017, the developers closed the community forums and released a statement that the game was not yet good enough for our players, and that the project will be undergoing a subsequent revision. In 2017, in August 2017, the game was released on Steam as an early access. However, on November 13, 2018, in an announcement on Steam, World of Speed was shut down its servers on December 25th. Now, from what I did and the research I did, World of Speed was not a good game. World of Speed was not a good game. World of Speed was supposed to be. World of Speed wasn't what it could have been, because the graphics was good, the physics and mechanics were horrible. It was supposed to be some pseudo. It was supposed to be some pseudo Initial D, pseudo Western style racing game, but it didn't fare well. It was essentially a mobile video game that was turned into a console game, but that never hit consoles. So pretty much, as I just read, the game was pretty much out for probably either just less than a year or just over, probably a year and probably 2 or 3 months. So the game never made it to a full release, because to my knowledge it was going to be free to play, but after watching some videos, it was $10 to buy the beta. Now, Slightly Mad Studios is probably the closest thing we're going to get to Black Box, as opposed to Black Box themselves. Now, Slightly Mad Studios has pretty much made quite a few racing games, and that of Need for Speed Shift and Need for Speed Shift 2 Unleashed. There were 2 other games I found that are pretty old that come from that were affiliated to Slightly Mad Studios, and that being GT Legends and GTR Fear. Now, as the recording of this video, these games are still available to purchase, and unfortunately I do not have the funds to purchase them and test them myself. So buy them at your own risk, but if you buy them, don't go in the comment section and attack me saying, yeah, you told me to buy this game and I bought it and it was trash. I don't know. I wanted to buy them. I really wanted to buy them because they're still available for sale. But yes, now let me get back to it. Now, I think I need to work more into my conclusion. Now, let's talk about my conclusion. My conclusion is that EA has some very questionable business tactics, and now they are solely focused on money and not necessarily giving the community what they wanted. And there's another video I need to make about EA's tactics, but the truth is EA has been shutting down developers for years. And when I say for years, I mean for almost as long as they've been developing video games. And at this point, I don't even think EA cares about video games anymore. They just care about making money. And with the with the recent announcement of NFS Unbound, you can see where the direction of EA really is right now, because EA doesn't seem to be releasing anything other than that. And with that also, it explains the very abysmal launch of Battlefield 2042. Battlefield 2042. Now, currently, I really don't know what more I can say about this, because EA really has to put things into perspective about what it is they want to achieve, because right now EA isn't doing too well, and they're releasing a lot of broken games and a lot of half-assed things, if you know what I'm saying. But the truth is, this is probably the reason why we will never get a proper Need for Speed title ever again, because EA essentially killed off Need for Speed, specifically the old Need for Speed that we liked, and this is one of the reasons why. So I think with that I can end the video right here. So I thank everyone so much for watching. I thank you for the support. This is the Chilly Man signing off. Peace out.